There is a kind of strength that doesn't make noise. It doesn't need to shout. It doesn't try to prove itself. And it never wastes energy chasing what was never meant for it. It simply stays still, steady, quiet, deeply rooted. Most people go through life never finding it. But Krishna taught it, right in the middle of a battlefield, not in a forest, not in a cave, not on some peaceful mountaintop. He brought this wisdom into the loudest, most chaotic place possible. And that's what made it real. This wasn't some calm philosophy spoken in peace. It was a truth born in the middle of war, shaped by pressure, by heartbreak, by conflict. Arjuna stood there, caught in the middle of it all. His hands trembled, not because he lacked strength or weapons, but because he was torn inside. He didn't want to fight the people he loved. His heart was split between emotion and responsibility, between what he wished for and what was right. And Krishna didn't comfort him with easy words. He didn't offer to take the pain away. He didn't promise everything would feel better soon. Instead, he told him something that many of us spend our whole lives trying to understand. He said, "Let go of the longing. Let go of the grief. Let go of the chase. The one who does not crave what they cannot have, and who does not mourn what has already passed, that is the one who finds real peace." But let's be honest, it's not easy to want something with all your heart and still walk away. To watch someone else rise, shine, succeed, and stay rooted in your own path, not out of pride, but out of wisdom. The world constantly tells us to reach for more. Advertisements shout that we are missing something. Social media quietly makes us feel like we are falling behind. Everywhere around us, we are pushed to hustle harder, to prove ourselves, even if it drains us in the process. But Krishna shows us another way. A path that is not about blind ambition, but about quiet detachment. Not because desires are bad, they are natural. But when wanting turns into needing, and needing turns into chasing, we lose the very center of who we are. The truth is, there will always be things you don't get. Opportunities that pass you by. People who choose someone else. Success that seems to belong to everyone but you. And if your self-worth depends on those things, you will always feel like something is missing. Krishna offers a different kind of strength. Not through anger. Not through arguments. Not through proving yourself. But through inner detachment. When someone wrongs you, and you move forward anyway, calmly, without shouting, that is strength. When life says no, and you smile because you've stopped depending on yes to feel whole, that is freedom. We've been taught that strength is loud. But Krishna shows us that true power is quiet. It doesn't cling. It doesn't chase. It doesn't try to convince anyone. It simply knows when to let go. Letting go is not weakness. It's not giving up. It is a clear decision, one that frees you from illusions, from expectations, from the need to constantly explain yourself. And in that freedom, something sacred returns to you, your peace. Think about a moment in your life where you once craved something deeply. Maybe it was a person, a title, an outcome. And imagine standing in front of it now, not reaching, not hurting, just observing, and feeling still inside. That stillness is growth. Because real growth is not about collecting things. It's about knowing what no longer needs to be carried. The world will always try to pull you into its noise. People will flaunt what they have. Some will try to make you feel small. But your silence, your steadiness, your refusal to react, that is what will speak louder than any words they can throw at you. You don't have to chase what is already meant for you. And what isn't meant for you, no amount of chasing will ever bring it home. So stop forcing yourself into spaces that drain your spirit. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who are determined not to see you. Stop fighting for approval that was never yours to earn. Your energy is sacred. And Krishna understood that more than anyone. He reminded Arjuna, do not waste your spirit on what you cannot control. Do not give your peace away chasing what will fade anyway. What matters most is not what happens outside, but how you respond within. Mastery, according to Krishna, doesn't look like being untouched by pain. It looks like knowing when to act, and when to step back, when to speak, and when to remain silent, when to give your heart, and when to protect your energy. You do the work. You give your full self to the action. And then, you release the result. Krishna said it clearly. You are entitled to the work, not to the fruit of it. The reward may come, or it may not. But peace? That's already available, right now, within you. If your happiness depends on always getting what you want, then life will always feel like a fight. But if you can find peace in what already exists, even when it's not perfect, you discover something priceless: inner stability. Let people take the spotlight, if they need it. Let them think they've raced ahead. Let them believe they've left you behind. Because while they burn themselves out chasing what constantly moves, you will stay rooted, clear, and grounded in something deeper. And that depth, that quiet clarity, will carry you further than anything built on noise. Because real power doesn't chase. It doesn't beg. It doesn't rush. Real power shows up, does its work with full presence, and then lets go, without losing its center. Krishna was not teaching cold detachment. He was teaching clarity, a way to move through the world without becoming owned by it. When you stop gripping what was never meant to be yours, you open space for what actually is. And sometimes, the things we wanted the most, the recognition, the relationship, the reward, were only in our life to teach us how to release them. That is the quiet gift. Because once you truly let go, you become unshakable. Not because life becomes easier, but because you stop needing it to. You've realized that peace does not come from getting more. It comes from needing less. And the moment you can look at something you once chased, and feel no longing, no grief, no ache, that's the moment you know, you are finally free. So if there's something in your life right now that keeps calling your attention, something you know is draining your energy, but you find yourself still holding on, take this as a gentle reminder. You do not need to fight it. You just need to walk away. Softly, silently, without anger, without drama. Because your energy was never meant to be spent chasing what was never meant to stay. It is meant to be guarded, treasured, and given only to what lifts you, expands you, and returns you to who you really are. And once you begin living like that, not waiting for peace, but becoming it, you'll see that you don't need to chase anything anymore. Because what you carry inside is already enough.